One of the biggest complaints that I hear in the 3.75 world building station community is not having enough room, not having an entire room to build your station, only having a small area in the house available to you, and it limits you. It limits your creation. You think because you don't have an entire room to build that you can't start building now. What if I told you that was all a lie? What if I told you you are your biggest enemy? What if I told you you don't need an entire room? You don't need a giant work area. You don't need a TV stand. What if I told you all you need is something as small as a nightstand, something as small as a coffee table? What if I told you all you need is this space right here to join the 3.75 world building station community? I made this nightstand maybe a couple of years ago, and it was just a regular generic nightstand. I painted it. I carved panels and a little sidewalk on here. I painted it, sanded it, so it looks like a piece of station platform. And this used to be a spin-off or a little side sister station to Sky Bottom Station. Here's a Dave's Killer Bread Booming Berry Bagel for size comparison. Here's a Nintendo Switch OLED edition playing Xenoblade Chronicles X for size comparison. Here's a size 11 Nike flip-flop for size comparison. Last but not least, here's a baby kitten named Shadow for size comparison. You don't have to build an entire station. You could build a rest stop, kind of like a truck stop. Like you could build this remote stop and go location that's light years away. One little floating platform in the middle of the galaxy for a traveling ship. So in this video, I'm going to use these little bits of accessories and buildings, place them on top of here, build something small, something bite-sizable to help inspire you guys to get building today. So the first thing I'm going to use is this building. This is one of the first buildings that I made. It's a wooden tissue box. I painted it. See, you can see the hole where the tissue supposed to stick out. I figured it was the right size for a building, painted it, weathered it, and we're going to use this as a starting building. Now, every building needs a door, so we'll put a door right here. So I made this out of random blocks and just painted it. And this is just like a little top piece that just goes up there. It just sits up there, you know, just something to put up there to give it more detail. If we're building a rest stop or a ship stop, they're going to need some food. So I was thinking about making a McDonald's on here. So we'll get the McDonald's food stand that I made and we'll stick it right in here. Boom. Now when you go to McDonald's, they have a McDonald's toy display menu for the kids meal, and they have a McDonald's drink dispenser. So we'll put the toy display right there, and we'll put the McDonald's drink dispenser up there. So we're going to need some defenses. So we'll go ahead and grab this little Tower of Doom, and we're going to use this for security. In case any ships try to fly by and start drama, start funk with us, you got a way to shoot them down. So we'll just put this back here more. So far we got a little McDonald's food stop, a bar, a little rest stop, or maybe there's a bed in there they could spend the night to rest up before they continue on with their travels. So with that being said, we're going to need fuel. So let's grab this. This is a fuel pump. We'll put fuel there, and we'll grab this fueling droid. So now when a ship lands, there's a fueling droid that will just pull up to you and attach itself to your tank and fill you up. Here's the tank right there to refill the droid. You could use maybe a little bit of extra food, so we'll put some more food right there. I like having food. If you guys haven't seen my video, how to feed your toys, everybody knows I like to feed my toys. I think having food in your stations really helps bring your station to life. All right, so it's looking kind of plain. How can we make this look more inviting if you were just flying by and stumbled across? So how about we just add a plant right here? Let's move this out the way. Let's put a plant right there. And then we could grab this plant, put it right there on the side. So now you got plants. Okay, it's starting to look like an Oasis rest stop. Yeah, just think of this as a Oasis rest stop. Every rest stop needs a chair or a bench. So we'll put the chair bench right there. Perfect. Now there's going to be cargo. So we could refill the McDonald's. We need cargo for anything that people need. I mean, there could be anything in this cargo. Like we could put like a little gift store and there's little trinkets and accessories in these cargos. So we'll just put the cargo right here on the side like it just got dropped off. We will leave this area open because, you know, you don't want to take up all the room. You still want room for ships to land. We'll put the taxi cab right here. And then we'll take the cargo off like some new cargo just got dropped off here. And the taxi will be able to park there and it will be able to fly back to the main station. So when you're first flying into Skybottom, you will come across this. You will come across this place because if you're traveling into Skybottom, you've been traveling for some time now. So you're going to want to park here, rest, get out, stretch your legs, maybe go get something to eat, and then you'll continue on to the main station. And vice versa. When you're leaving Skybottom, you have one last stop to go grab you something to eat, refill, whatever you have to do, and then be on your way through the Multigalactic Trade Route. So my favorite thing about this place that we just created, I like how you can see Skybottom in the background. I like how it adds more depth to Skybottom. I like the angles I'm able to get for photography and for video. I like how it makes Skybottom that much bigger. This alone is fine. If this is all you have, just focus on this place. Just focus on this little area. Don't worry about building a whole station like that. Just focus on this area first. Perfect this area. Fall in love with your area. You don't need anything super big. Once you build something that's this small, you'll grow to love it. Give it a name. Give it a location. I'm telling you, it's like a store owner. You don't have to own a big supermarket. You could own a corner store and still be a business owner. With world building, especially in 3.75 station world building, you don't have to own a whole entire station. You could own a pit stop. You could own a rest stop. You could own one singular miniature area that exists within the Multigalactic Trade Route. So my next project is to give this place a name. It has to have a name. I really like how there's a bench and there's somewhere to sleep. There's a McDonald's. We have a defensive tower to shoot down any rebel scum that tries to get too close. You could fill up. Cargo drop off to replenish the McDonald's and the gift shop inside of there. We have extra food imported from Rock Good Station. And of course, my favorite feature is the McDonald's. Skybottom has a McDonald's. And to be honest, I think this is the only McDonald's that exists within the Multigalactic Trade Route. So visitors from all over the galaxy travel through the Multigalactic Trade Route just so they could taste McDonald's. And you guys witnessed it first here on Skybottom, the first McDonald's. The Multigalactic Trade Route is always looking for new destinations to travel to. We would love for you to join us. Start building, start naming, start creating. So this was actually pretty easy to accomplish. All you need is a few accessories, a building, maybe 2 buildings, fill it in with accessories, and you could have your own little station like this. Remember, think small. You don't have to think big all the time, but think small. Look around, see what you have, and put it to use. See how you can make these pieces fit. Maybe you only have 1 building. Maybe you only have 10 different figures. Maybe you only have 1 vehicle. So create something for them. Create something for you. Create something for the Multigalactic Trade Route. You want to be a world builder? Well, you have everything you need already. You just have to see. Part of being a 3.75 station world builder is working with as little as you have and making it as big as you could imagine. Greetings, citizens. This is Future Skybottom, and I had to travel back in time because after completion of this video, I discovered the name I would like to give this place. This small settlement that we created is going to be called Plateau Sigma. All right, last but not least, we have to add a vending machine. And what better vending machine to add than a Borderlands-inspired Zed's Meds. This vending machine was designed and created by Zani's Mystery Box, and it's from Borderlands. And this vending machine has medication. So when you're traveling and you stop here, you could buy you some medication. You could buy you some Excedrin. You could buy some Benadryl. You could buy some Coricidin, triple C's. Just to have the convenience to buy medication makes things flow a little bit more easier on Skybottom. And for me. All right, so now we have to find a place to put the vending machine. As you guys can see, space is almost full. We're almost at its maximum capacity. If not, we already are. So I was thinking, this vending machine has to go somewhere. To be honest, guys, I think I might have to sacrifice the 2 plants. Let me get rid of this plant. And let me get rid of this plant. We don't really need plants. Now, I only added those plants because it was just something to add to it. But, you know, I would rather sacrifice it for something that I really like. Okay, so we'll put the vending machine right next to the building. I think that's a good spot for it. It's pretty much the only spot where it could fit. Or I could fit it right here next to the tower. The tower or on the side of the building. So we'll put the vending machine alongside the tower. That way we could leave space for the side of the building for garbage, a little walkway, a little sidewalk right here. Yeah, we'll get rid of the plants. We didn't really need the plants. We'll get rid of the plants. That way there's more room. There's room right here and there's room right here. That way the citizens could get up and like walk around if they have to stretch their legs from flying in a ship all night or day. Night and day doesn't exist in space, right? Yeah. If they're flying in their ship for a long amount of time, they might want to get out and take a couple of laps. We should have a couple of droids that run the area, but we should have a mechanic. Let me go find a mechanic. He looks like the perfect mechanic. All right, and every mechanic needs a partner. How about we give them... We're going to have my Acid Rain Kit Bash be a mechanic. I don't know his name. Let's just call him Joe. This is Mechanic Joe. And this is his mechanic droid buddy. We'll call this droid Simon. So we got Joe and Simon. And when you land here and your ship needs repair, Joe and Simon will get to work. You don't need a whole lot to build something big. All you need is inspiration and an idea. Sometimes you have to see other people do it so you could say, I could do that too. Sometimes it takes seeing someone else do something to spark your imagination, to get your gears going. Skybottom Station is a channel to help inspire and to help you build your own destination. This is world building. Skybottom Station is the home of 3.75 station world building. When you leave here, you leave with inspiration and ideas, and you leave with a newfound creativity that you never knew you had.